Hello and namaste everyone. This is Anusha from Milestone PD Nati and IELTS, and in this video we're going to talk about the changes that will happen in PTE starting 16th of November 2021. First, let's begin. I've prepared some slides for you, so I'm going to show you through those slides. Starting here. Now, first I'm going to guide you through the changes, but before that, let's see what PTE is actually saying. So this is the screenshot of itself, the Pearson website itself. They are saying that they are changing the text length. Now, before the test length was 3 hours, but now it'll be only 2 hours. So if you had a lot of anxiety over the length of the time, for example, you started feeling panicked, now it will be a little less because you're going to finish the test in 2 hours. So why are we changing? I'm just going to do a quick read aloud here so that you also understand as we go. Why are we changing our test length? To make PD Academic the most convenient choice for test takers, PD Academic launched more than 10 years ago and is now one of the world's leading tests of English language skills thanks to our innovative approach. Our goal is to continue to be innovators in English language testing by constantly reviewing and improving our testing practices. Through extensive testing, our research teams have found that reducing the number of questions could improve the efficiency of PD Academic with no impact on test scores or quality. This means PD Academic will continue to provide a highly accurate and reliable indication of your English ability. Now, we don't care about this part here, but the most interesting thing is here, this part. So through extensive testing means they have looked at students' performances, they have researched which questions they struggle with, which questions they don't struggle with, which questions they skip altogether. So with all those testing and research, they've reduced some questions, the number of some questions, so that now they really test your English, becoming a little more reliable than it was before. Now let's see if this is going to be a little more challenging than it is already now. Okay, so what are the changes? The overall changes in each module. This is not going to happen today, guys, not tomorrow. This will only come in effect after 16th of November 2021. So if your exam has been booked before that day, nothing will change. So don't need to prepare according to the new changes. Just focus on whatever you're doing now. But if your test is scheduled for 16th of November or after that, you might have some variations, not a lot of them, not in the way you prepare, but some variations in terms of the number of questions you'll get, okay? So for example, in speaking and writing, because speaking and writing are taken as one part. So in this part, you are getting 77 to 93 minutes, but now it's reduced to 54 to 67 minutes. So maximum you'll be doing this is for 67 minutes, not more than that. Then comes your reading. Now this is, I think, the hardest part for so many people. They don't get their scores in reading. And I think it's going to be a little more challenging because the time has decreased from 32 to 41 minutes to 29 to 30 minutes. This simply means that you'll have to speed up a little more. Although the number of questions are decreased, the challenging, the difficulty level is still the same. The optional break that was there before, which was 10 minutes, and I used to highly encourage students to take that so that you can go and take fresh air or drink or sip some water there. But now I'm so sorry to say that there won't be any optional break. However, as the test is finishing in 2 hours, you might not be so much exhausted. Then comes your listening. Now, in terms of listening, we used to have 45 to 57 minutes, but now it's reduced to 30 to 43 minutes. So altogether, the test after 16th of November will be only for 2 hours, which is kind of relaxing. I mean, I used to finish my test, even if it was 3 hours, I used to finish it in 1.5 hours maximum, 1 hour and 40 minutes. because I used to take that optional break. If I did not, then I would definitely finish it in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we don't have much of an issue in terms of timing, but let's see what are the changes specifically in each module. The first part is speaking and writing. And the first question that you would get is read aloud. Obviously, you would get personal introduction, mic checking, headset, whatever, but those are still the same, so I haven't included them here. Personal introduction, you could just say, my name is Anusha, and then click next. Don't need to do anything else. Don't need to say, I am from Nepal, I'm from India, I'm doing PTE because of this and that. So nothing like that. Just say, my name is Anusha Maharjan, and click next. To be honest, this is not marked, so nobody's going to listen to this. You could simply skip this as well. Then comes your read aloud. For this question type, we still have 6 to 7, so there's no change in read aloud. Some people find it really difficult, so I'm so sorry for them too. It's still going to be 6 to 7 questions here. After that, you have repeat sentence, another question people normally struggle with. I'm so sorry, it's still the same, 10 to 12, 10 to 12. The changes are in describe image, retell lecture, answer short questions, and summarize written text. So first of all, in describe image, we still have, I'm so sorry, I'm saying used to, but we still have 6 to 7, but in future, after 16th November, we'll only have 3 to 4. So they have like literally halved the number of questions. One reason, because as they have tested, so people are saying there's a beautiful image I can see on the screen. So they know this stuff and they've been testing it time and again. So they've decreased it to 3 to 4. Obviously, they think this has like very minimal marks. So let's just cut it off. They can't take it out altogether, but they're just shortening it from 6 to 3. So it will be very quick. So you do one describe image, second, third, and you're done. You click next, you will get retell lecture. Then comes your retell lecture, which isn't hard. Again, you can say the speaker talked about this, the speaker talked about that, blah, blah, blah. So they know it. They reduced it to from 3 to 4 to 1 to 2. Now, this is exciting here because before, just a second, everybody. I'm back here. Now, we used to get, and we still are getting 3 to 4 retell lectures, but after 16 November, only 1 to 2. So it's like, boom, 3 describe images, 1 retell lecture, and then you will have your answer short questions. So this is how fast your speaking will become. And there won't be like the proper transition. You might not know it's retell lecture or answer short questions or describe image. So it is going to be a bit challenging if you don't take proper mock tests before going for the test. Next one is summarize written text. And so again, this has a lot of tricks. So probably they know now that students are using the tricks. They've decreased it, they've halved it again from 2 to 1, 3 to 2. So either you get 1 or 2. Again, you get 1, done, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you're done. Then you click next, you might get an essay. The essays still remain the same. There might be 1 essay or 2 essays. Nothing changed here. And again, you'll be using a structure, you'll be writing your topic and blah, blah. The total questions in the whole part 1 would still is 39 to 48, but in future, it will be 27 to 35. Now, and the total time, 77 to 93 now, but later, 54 to 67. So you can see they've chopped like almost like 30 minutes from your part 1. So that makes sense, so 3 hours to 2 hours. So what is going to be affected? Those who are good at describe image, retell lecture, and retell lecture specifically, answer short question has like very minimal marks. So those who are very good at describe images and retell lecture, but not very good at repeat sentence and read aloud, This is a bit of red signal for you guys. So you need to work more on read aloud and repeat sentences rather than the next type. And summarize written text, we used to be very happy that, oh, this gives us reading marks. So our reading marks is going to come from written text. So happy. But now, again, they're only giving you 1 to 2 of them. So I believe most of the questions most of the marks will be relied on the reading section itself. So reading marks from read aloud, then summarize written text, and the reading itself, some questions from listening as well. Then now let's go on. I think this is clear enough, but if you have any doubts, any confusion, you can comment down below or contact us on facebook.com/milestonepte. Now let's go to the next part, which is reading. Now, as soon as you finish your writing, you're going to get reading as before. Nothing is changed here. But some questions that have changed are multiple choice question, single answer, and multiple choice question, multiple answer. Again, these 2 questions, students really just close their eyes and click next, click C, click next. They just jump from one question to another without solving them. And unfortunately, guys, as I always doubted, as I always was scared of this, PTE people, they have changed it now. No, maybe I'm just hoping they don't change the marking criteria, but what I hope, because see, in reading and writing drop down and drag and drop, they still have 5 to 6 questions, 4 to 5 questions, and reorder still have 2 to 3 questions. So what this simply means is that 2 things we can infer from here. One, they are increasing the marks for multiple answer and single answer, or they are giving more marks for drop down and drag and drop. Now, from my experience, they haven't increased marks towards drop down and drag and drop or read aloud. They haven't, because before you used to get 5 blanks and maybe 4 mini blanks within one question. One question would have 1 mark. So what I mean is, for 1 blank you get, 1 blank question, 1 drop down question, you would have 4 tiny blanks. 4 tiny blanks means 4 marks. They're still the same. What would change is either they'll increase the marks towards multiple answer and single answer. I think this is the possibility. So before, when people used to say skip multiple answers, skip single answers, we have to rethink this strategy, because see, they have decreased the number of questions to half. Before we used to have 2, but now there's possibility you can get 1. So if they had marked, they had given 2 marks before for individual question, now 2 marks from 1 question. So I don't know if you're getting this, but in future, I'll be telling more about the marking system, how they have they changed or not. But for now, nothing changed in reading and writing drop down, and reading blanks drag and drop, and reorder paragraphs. You still need to work hard there. Total number of questions, 15 to 20 now, but in future, 13 to 18. Good thing is you probably decrease your reading time too. Before, you had to study, you had to read for 45 to 57 minutes, now 30 to 43 minutes. However, it's like they are squeezing you in terms of time. They know that we don't spend any time on multiple choice and single answer. So they've literally decreased that time. So we are going to have tougher time here. Plus, they also know that people maybe memorize some questions, and when they memorize it, they already know what the answers are, so they do it very quickly. Here we go. So you have to quicken your pace of reading and spotting the answers. All right, so let's go to the next part here, which is listening. For listening, we used to have, and we still have, 8 questions, but from 16th of November, sorry, what am I saying? So we still have 8 questions, and in future we'll also have 8 questions. So no changes in the number of questions, like the types of questions. But let's see, summarize spoken text. still, and until 16 November, there'll be 2 to 3. After that, 1 to 2. So you might just get one summarized spoken text and boom, you're done. You go to the next question, you find another type. The next changes are actually there's no change in highlight incorrect words and fill in the blanks. We know it's important for reading and writing. So they also know this, that people do make mistakes here in spellings, and sometimes the audio is fast for highlight incorrect words and you can't spot the right words properly. They know it, so they haven't changed this. Now, lucky we that they didn't increase the number of questions, they just decreased it. The next one is highlight correct summary, multiple choice multiple, multiple choice single, and select missing words. Again, those who are just like blindly clicking next, see, next, go ahead, see without reading anything, without doing anything. Here we go. We only have 1 to 2 questions. So you can say you are lucky, but I would say you are unlucky now, unfortunately, because anyway, we weren't giving much time to these questions and they found it out. So here we go. They've just given us 1 to 2 of them. They'll give us only 1 to 2 in future. Then the last question type, and again, the daunting question type, which is right from dictation. They also know that students do make mistakes in this question, so they haven't changed it at all, and the marking will still be the same. 3 to 4 questions, 3 to 4 questions, nothing changed. So as you see, they've become a bit clever than the computer, because they know that over the years they have experienced students test and they see their results. So somebody performing very badly, also getting 90 in speaking, somebody who do not write anything in summarized spoken text, they get this 90 in listening, 90 in writing. So that's what they've found. Now, the places where we can't cheat, they have taken it like serious exam questions, and they haven't made any changes there, like highlight incorrect words. You can't be like, go, okay, third word you need to click, fourth word you need to click. So there is no trick. The questions where there are no tricks, they've kept it the same. The questions where there are tricks, they've just slashed it. So is this good or bad for us as students? I would say don't need to panic much, but I would say in terms of timing, we would have to rush a bit more now because of the question, the nature of the questions now. However, we will find a way through this. There are definitely, it's a computer test still, so we will have certain tricks, a little bit advanced tricks. So as they have gotten clever, we also have to. So let's find out in coming days. Now I'm going to move on to some other things like, I think I made a bit of mistake. So this is no changes in question types and scoring. So that means all 20 question types, still the same. Scoring, they haven't changed. They haven't made any changes here. But in future, if they do some updates, I will be updating you guys as well through this channel. For now, we are not going to talk a lot about this because it's still the same. Then next OEM, another one is, let's do a little bit of score report changes here. Whoever looked at the enabling scores before to understand their mistakes, the enabling skills will not be shown anymore after 16th of November. What they will be showing is a feedback sheet. They'll give you, like, for example, you've got 60 in speaking. So they'll be saying, work on your fluency, like we do in the class, your fluency, your pronunciation. If you've got less in reading, improve your reading skills, or maybe collocation skills or something like that. Because we don't know it yet how they are going to materialize this. We will keep updating ourselves from their website. So far, these are the changes, guys. Now I'm just going to go and revise whatever we discussed, if anybody missed it. So the first slide says they're making these changes to get a higher accuracy in their test. Now, as we know how PTE has changed a lot of lives here, those who are struggling to get even 6 in IELTS are getting 7.5 and 8 in PTE. So they have researched this. They have made a point that we need to be accurate. We need to, if they need to, they can, if they want to survive in the industry, like if, for example, tomorrow the government of Australia will say no more PTE, so it's going to hamper their reputation, their income. Now, to comply with these rules, they are time and again changing their systems. So last time we saw that they have changed the equivalency from 79 in PTE to 84 in PTE equals 8 in IELTS. Likewise, they will be changing a lot in future too. After all, it's their test, not ours. So we can't say, why are you changing this? Anyway, so this is it for this part. Then overall, we said the timing is decreasing from 3 hours to 2 hours. So you would get to home earlier now. You would get your scores earlier now. So let's look at the brighter side. Then speaking and writing, the whole things, whichever questions had some tricks, they have smashed it. They have just made it half, like, see, answer short questions. They know like this question is worthless, so they've just halved it to 5 and 6. I wish they would just take this question out altogether, but they're not doing it. So they will decrease it to 5 to 6, and written text 1 to 2. Another one is, I'm a little concerned about reading here. It is a bit of tough part for most of us. The reason is we don't have the habit of reading and finding out answers. So by decreasing multiple choice questions, they're putting much pressure on writing and reading blanks, and reorder and drag and drop. So that means before we used to do it in 45 minutes, now we have to do it in 30 minutes. So that's how difficult it has been. You see the point? Before it used to be like quick, before we used to have plenty of time skipping multiple choice questions, but now there's like hardly any time left for a reading section. The next is listening, same thing. Those questions which are worthless, I mean, not like totally worthless, but which do not give us more marks, they've decreased it. But which ones have a lot of marks, they've still kept it the same. Meaning, again, within that short period of time, we have to manage our listening. We used to get 45 minutes and we're still having it, but after 16 will be only 30 minutes. So all in all, we will find it out in future if this is a positive change or a negative change. For some of you, this is positive. For some of you, this is negative. Those who are just relying on their memory, the tricks and tips, it's a bit difficult now. But those who are good in reading, good in listening, you practice a lot from different sources, it's still good for you. So don't be hopeless. We have so anybody who wants to join classes, we are operating online classes for the moment. You can contact me on Facebook or Instagram, or leave a comment down below and we'll get in touch with you. Other changes, any updates whatsoever, we'll be giving you from this channel and also from our TikTok. So please follow us there. Please like this channel, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. If you have any other questions, please feel free to write it down there. And I'll see you. Good night, everybody.